Hey, good Friday morning, everybody. This is First Warn Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Brad Panovich with your update on Nate, which is now back over open water and trying to get its act together. I'm going to start first, though, with the track, and then we'll kind of backtrack into what the storm's going to do and some of the things I'm keeping an eye on. Here is the track that was just released at 11 a.m. You can see the circulation is expected to move over the central Gulf, and it could re-strengthen to a Category 1 or Category 2. There's still a lot of uncertainty on the forecast intensity. The track, pretty well, for this length of time, pretty good confidence. A couple things to note here is how fast the storm is moving. It's moving 21 miles per hour, and notice how from Friday night to night, by Sunday morning, it's making landfall. So it's going to be flying to the north. That's one thing that might deter intensification a little bit, because just the fast speed actually causes a little bit of shear on itself. A little closer look at the track as it moves inland. You can see it's going to come up through southern Mississippi, Louisiana, Alabama, and then move right over the spine of the Appalachians and then move to the northeast. Probably still going to be a tropical depression as it crosses over our area to the west, because it's just moving so fast. It's not going to have much time to wind down. Now, here it is right now, and it doesn't look like a lot. I put a longer loop here, and you can see the circulation itself is right here, but the thing to note is all this moisture out here. We've got bands of moisture here, we've got some up here and here. So there's going to be a lot of moisture coming north later today as the system moves. And notice how elongated it is. It is moving pretty quickly. That'll be interesting to see, at this speed holds up. What's going on in the atmosphere, and I don't know if you guys can see this, but I'll show you the water vapor loop, is you can actually see this upper low over the western Gulf of Mexico. This thing is spinning like this. Here's our circulation there, ridge of high pressure here. So this is really what's going to push it to the north. But this is also going to supply some southwest shear. There's a little bit of shear in here, and because it's moving so fast, I think that's the one deterrent to this thing getting really, really strong. But I should put this caveat out there. There is the potential it could go through rapid intensification at some point. The problem is that's looking unlikely right now because the storm is just not very well organized. It doesn't have an inner core to take advantage of this very warm water that it's going to cross over. So if there's one thing working against it rapidly intensifying, it's moving fast. There's wind shear, and right now it doesn't have a very good circulation with it. It's not well formed. If it was well formed and moving slower, I'd be a little bit more worried about that. But that's still a possibility that we've got to keep an eye on over the next couple of days. Here's a look at the spaghetti plots, and as expected, and as I said earlier, very tightly clustered. This is very rare to see them so tightly clustered, especially out to 2 or 3 days, which is a really good sign for the confidence in the forecast track. Even all the way up here into the northeast, you can see that's a pretty tight cluster. So the track guidance is pretty much spot on. We're not overly concerned about the track guidance. I actually feel pretty confident about the track guidance. Let's show you the actual storm. This is the let me get the legend out of there. So this is a look at the path from the hurricane center. You see landfall with hurricane warnings and tropical storm warnings up for the Gulf Coast, the probability of tropical storm force winds, and then moving up here, and we actually have about a 10% chance of seeing tropical storm force winds. So how's this all going to unfold? Well, let me show you what it looks like on the short range models, and I think this will give you a good indication. Our rain here in the Carolinas, notice we're starting to see showers come way ahead of the system. The system is just coming into the Gulf of Mexico, but notice what's going on up here. We've got moisture coming in, and so a lot of folks are saying, oh, we're not going to get rain now. We're still going to get rain. We're just not going to get a lot of rain until Nate gets here. And in the mountains, you might end up getting a ton of rain well before Nate gets here, because as this moisture ramps up, and this is tomorrow, this is a Saturday afternoon, this will push up against the mountains, and we'll see some pretty good rainfall moving through there. So this is tomorrow afternoon around 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3, 4, 5, 6 o'clock. Notice we've already got showers. Not widespread, but there'll be showers around tomorrow into the evening. There's our hurricane. At this point, likely a hurricane, making landfall somewhere right where the forecast has it coming ashore. And you can see it moving north. Notice the showers become much more scattered across our area until the flow returns to the southeast. And then we've got the front coming in from the north, and we've got the combination of this coming in, the front, and then tropical moisture coming up. This is really going to start ramping up the rain on Sunday. So we go to Sunday morning, probably rain in the mountains. As we go into the afternoon, the rain will start to pick up. It'll be scattered. That's the thing about looking at Sunday. The race is definitely going to be impacted by rain, but right now it doesn't look like a constant all-day rain. It looks like there will be breaks. as we go into the afternoon. And you can see as the heavy rain really moves in, it's after, I'd say 3 or 4 o'clock Sunday afternoon. As we go into the evening, 5, 6, 7 o'clock, that's when the rain chances really ramp up. So early on Sunday, we may not see a bunch of rain until this evening. This is right around 8 p.m. on Sunday. So you can see the heavy rain really starting to pile up in there. And here's another depiction of that from the European model. You can see, I'll go out through tomorrow. This is tomorrow about 1 or 2 o'clock. Notice the shower is moving in way ahead of the system, which is down here. And then you can see the rain. This is going into, I went a little too quickly there. Let me go into Sunday afternoon. So this is Sunday afternoon. You can see the plume of moisture coming north well ahead of Nate. So you can see there's going to be rain. And depending on what guidance you look at, it could be significant rain, especially for the mountains. I think that's the one area that we're pretty highly confident the mountains will see a ton of rain. And just to give you an indication, this is the rainfall forecast through Tuesday night. You could see the axis of the heaviest rain is right in here. I mean, there's 5, 6 inch amounts across the mountains. Back into northern Georgia. Across Charlotte, you're looking at a 1 to 2 inch rainfall, maybe more, depends on the rain bands. And as you go towards the coast, you see lower amounts of rain. Already have the area in a slight risk for Sunday into Monday for excessive rain, so that's potential for flash flooding. So this is what we'll be watching as we get closer, closer to Sunday, is how does these rain bands really set up. And I think this will be, these short range models will be something we'll watch very carefully as the rain moves up here. So let me back this up because a lot of folks are worried about the race on Sunday. So I'm going to go through Saturday night. This is Saturday night into Sunday morning. So we wake up Sunday morning. Our tropical system's somewhere down here. And right now it looks like no rain in the morning, maybe scattered showers. I doubt there'll be no rain, but I think it will be scattered. We go to about lunchtime. Some showers break out. About 2 o'clock, the race is supposed to start. There are some showers, it looks like in here, down in here, but maybe some breaks. We'll go to 5 o'clock. The rain starts to move in, but there's still breaks. 5 o'clock, 8 o'clock, rain really in the mountains, but maybe some breaks across the Piedmont. So as wet as it looks on Sunday, it doesn't look like it'll be an all-day rain. I think it'll be more in the scattered variety. So there might be a chance that we get some racing in, but I don't think we'll get all of it in. So just looking ahead to that, that's what I'm thinking about for the race on Sunday. So the big deal for us is going to be rain. We're not worried about wind, maybe a small tornado threat. I don't think that's going to be a big deal right now, just based on what I'm seeing. In fact, let me look at a couple of parameters that would tell me if we're going to have severe weather. One would be CAPE. And the one thing you notice is the fuel for thunderstorms is a little bit higher near the coast. So this would be the areas we'll watch for a tornado threat, maybe in here with the circulation over here. And again, this is late Sunday into Monday morning. I think we'd have to watch some of these rain bands, especially down along the coast. And then maybe into the Monday morning would be something to watch for more of a tornado threat. Let me look at the shear. Yeah, there's not a ton of shear. It's more back. This is the updraft helicity. So a couple of these bands, these rain bands here, look a little interesting. And again, this is late Sunday night. So tornado threat, probably something we're going to have to keep an eye on, especially with this band here, it looks like. But the story for us is going to be rainfall. And again, this is the story. Look at the rainfall amounts in the mountains. In fact, let me go real closely and I'll show you Charlotte close up. So you can see this is through next Thursday. Look at some of these amounts in the mountains. 2, 3, 4, 5 inches, and across the Piedmont, 1 to 2, maybe 3 inches. And again, it depends on where the rain band's set up. So that's a quick update on Nate. I will keep posting updates as we get closer to the weekend. The good news for us, this will be much needed rain. And it'll be a soaker, especially in the mountains and foothills. That's the one area where we could see some flash flooding. Have a great Friday, everybody.